So today we're going to show how to easily set up the W5-JEBSP24 module. First thing we do is open a browser. We're going to obtain the EDS file for the product, and we simply go to the URL box and enter the IP address of a particular device that we have connected, which we've done ahead of time. The IP address is 192.168.1.20. Hit return, and the home page for the device comes up. The upper bar, we click the EDS link, and this will result in downloading the product's EDS file. We'll specify a location where we'd like to download, and this will work here in this folder. We'll overwrite an existing file that's there by clicking Save. And do you want to replace it? Yes. Now we'll close the browser and note that we just downloaded this product EDS file. Our next step is to register this EDS file in our PLC development environment. In this case, we're going to use RS Logix. So we open RS Logix. We use RS Studio depending on your PLC and its firmware version. We'll close this window, and here we'll register our EDS file. Do that by clicking Tools, EDS Hardware Installation Tool, which opens up Wizard. Click Next to continue the wizard. We're going to register the EDS file. Click Next. We're going to register a single file. Here, we'll browse to the folder location where the file is. It's listing only the EDS files here. This is the one we downloaded. Now we'll click Open. Select it, and now we click Next. Note that in this window, the test performed by this wizard will check if the EDS file has errors in it. Then we click Next, and we don't need to change the icon. We're okay with that. So this is the icon for the JEBSP24. Click Next again, and this is the device that will be registered in RS Studio. Click Next, start that, done, click Finish. So now it's registered in our RS Studio development or RS Logix development environment. Next step is to create a simple PLC program. In this case, click New. We happen to be using this particular PLC, and our firmware version on the PLC is version 20, which we happen to know. We'll create our project in a different folder. This is the folder I've chosen, and I need to specify a name for this project. I'll use PLC 36 version 20 demo 1. Now I hit OK. There, now we have project, empty project, the main program, main routine, which we'll double click to open. When we open it, it creates run automatically we can use simply a blank program, so we'll leave the wrong and do that. So and save the program. Now the next step is to add JEBSP24 module to the PLC project. To do that, we right-click on the EtherNet icon there, select New Module. This gives us a list of potential modules to add. We will add the JEBSP24, whose catalog number begins with W5, and because we registered the EDS file, we have this entry here. We select that, click Create to edit. Now we're prompted to enter some information to identify a specific module. We'll call this Module 1. And if you recall earlier, the IP address, which we referenced, was 20.192.168.120. Also, the device was configured prior to that. One next point that we want to check is the connection. Here, the connection RPI value is 20 milliseconds. That'll work fine for our purposes. It should also be unicast and cyclic. We'll note that the revision number is 1.004 or 1.4. This matches the product that we have. Now you notice a module has been added here, and we click Close. If we were to add more modules, we click Create again. So we've created our JEBSP24 module, and now we're ready to download our PLC program. So we've created the module, we have a blank PLC program. Now, because our device first of all, the device will have tags appearing in the controller tags window, which we open here. Notice that we have 3 sets of tags for Module 1. One set is a set of configuration tags. This one is the input tags, and this one is the output tags. Because our device is configurable I/O, we want to configure them by changing values in the configuration tag. Note that we're in the Edit Tags tab. We need to go to the Monitor tags to set the configuration for the I/O point. And note that this should be done while we're offline. We'll change this to binary to make it easier to understand. Note that we have 24 I/O points for our device. First 3 words correspond to the 24 I/O points, and a 0 indicates that, or first of all, this first bit is for I/O point 1, second is for I/O point 2, I/O point 3, up to I/O point 8, and we begin with I/O point 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 24. 24. This last word is reserved and should be set to 0. So if we want to configure I/O point 1 as output, we enter a 1 there. Here we'll also change I/O point 2 to be an output. And so for 24 I/O points, points 1 and 2 are outputs. The remaining 22 I/O points are all input. So now we're ready to download our empty program. So we click Download, And we'll also click Remote Run. Now, at this point, the PLC will automatically try to connect to the I/O devices, and if it's successful, then this indicator will be solid green, not flashing green, and there should be no indicators showing an issue with our module. Likewise, so now we can go to, in our monitor tags, the tags for the input tags for our device, and the output tags. Note that these tags will indicate for an output, commanded output will be read back in the input tag. If it's an input, then simply the input value will be read back in the input tag. So we can do a quick test here to verify that we can change an output by changing the output of I/O point 1, enabling it, turning it on, and the input tag, which is sent back from the device and shows the status of the pin on the JEBSP24 is a 1. Because we have two points configured as outputs, we'll go back and set this one to a 1 also. And it appears read back as a 1 on our input tags. Just to illustrate that I/O point 3 is configured as an input, therefore changing the output bit in this word will have no effect on the input being read back. We'll change that back to a 0. Now, if you were to activate the pin on the SP24 at its 50-pin connector, this for I/O point 4, a 1 would appear here. So basically, we've shown how to quickly use an SP24 device with your Logix PLC development environment, and giving you a quick example of changing outputs and being able to verify that in your Logix PLC development environment.